Good morning students, welcome in BA part 2nd. In BA part 2nd, we were discussing poetry section, and from last 2 or 3 videos, we have discussed upon the poem Rabbi Ben Ezra. The poem Rabbi Ben Ezra written by Robert Browning. In previous video related to this poem Rabbi Ben Ezra, we discussed completely about the theme and sense of this poem. It is a dramatic monologue as we discussed already. So, I request, first we must keep it in mind that what is the meaning of dramatic monologue. I am repeating the word that is dramatic monologue. There is the reason why I am repeating the word dramatic monologue again and again. There is a secret, or why it is secret, you know all. In our last video related to Rabbi Ben Ezra, we discussed that Rabbi Ben Ezra is a dramatic monologue. So one thing must be keep in your mind, that what the dramatic monologue is, or who popularized dramatic monologue in literature, or what is the features of dramatic monologue, and how we can prove Rabbi Ben Ezra as a dramatic monologue. All these conceptions must be clear everyone's mind. Why? Only then we can understand every type of the poem based upon structure of dramatic monologue. So, Rabbi Ben Ezra is also a dramatic monologue. If we first start to read poem without knowing any knowledge about dramatic monologue, it is not possible, or you can say it is impossible to understand. How? Because we must have clear the idea, the conceptions, the features of dramatic monologue, and then all features of dramatic monologue must be applied upon the poem, and then we can decide the result. Yes, it is proving, it is applicable, or it is as the norms or features or criteria related to dramatic monologue. Clear? So dramatic monologue में we know that there is one speaker, always be one, and there may be one or more than one listener. This is the difference. In dramatic monologue, speaker always be single, and he speaks the complete point. But listener, in sometimes we found single listener. Robert Browning, considered as the master of dramatic monologue, in Browning's poem, in various types of dramatic monologue written by him, there are sometimes you found a single listener, sometimes you found more than one listener. So this is the difference, that speaker must be single in dramatic monologue, but listener may be more than one or single one. Same as if we are speaking My Last Duchess, another poem of Browning. There is one speaker, one listener. But in this poem, as we are discussing today, Rabbi Ben Ezra, there is one speaker, but listeners' number is not counted. And you can show only they are the follower of Rabbi. They are the pupils of Rabbi. You can understand, one side there is Rabbi who speaks the complete poem, second side there is the pupils, but they always be silent as the features of dramatic monologue. In dramatic monologue, speaker must be speak every time, but listener always be silent. But this is a different type of communication or the transmission of dialogue. Then generally what happen in natural life, in habitual life, it may be happen that it is the dialogue when the transmission is from both sides, when the communication or the dialogues are importing and exporting. But this is the communication as dramatic monologue. But here the communication is very unique. You surprised how the single person is silent, and then we are calling it communication. Then we are calling it dialogue. That is the feature of the personality of Brahmin, that he provides different type of the structures related to all these types of the poems. So that is not the matter. We must know about the feature of dramatic monologue and then conception that is related to how dramatic monologue is applicable upon Rabbi Ben Ezra. That is completely applicable because every poem, in all parts of poem, this is Rabbi Ben Ezra, they divided various types of parts. So in every part, one person Rabbi is speaking, and we discussed Rabbi, not a name, it is the title. Or you can say it is same as we are calling Sant, same as we are calling Swami Vivekananda. Who is Swami? Sir Rabindranath Tagore. Who is Sir? That is a title. Same as according to Spain and Rome, from where Rabbi Ben Ezra belongs. The word Rabbi used for the person who is a great learner person, who is a philosophic person, who is a religious person, they have attached with the title Rabbi, or Ben Ezra is the actual name of that philosopher. Basically, he was a physician, but later he started to deliver speeches upon different type of the matter related to morality, related to philosophy, related to religion, related to soul, related to God, all various types of the topics. They just connected to human life directly or indirectly. Means the base of Rabbi Ben Ezra or the messages that was given by Rabbi Ben Ezra in this poem are totally very educational as well as very religious, and then they are also philosophical. And then all these type of the messages delivered by Rabbi Ben Ezra directly attached to the life. They affect our life. They are the great role and impact of our life, that how our life can be attached with all these type of the messages that was given by Rabbi Ben Ezra. So all these type of the themes related matters we discussed in our last video. Today we just start to its text, and we have already discussed the message, the morality, the educational lesson that was given by Rabbi, divided in various points. We hope you understand what I am speaking now. So just come with me at the first part. Part इसलिए बनाए गए हैं. The poem is very easy and not a, you can say, conventional order in which there is everything that is in sequence. When we are telling the story and the tales, it is very necessary to put the theme, the happening in a sequence. But this is the collection of ideas. This is the collection of educational abilities, and this is the collection of various types of human suggestions. So this is not necessary, or this is not applicable, or this is not a traditional truth that we must put it order. So writer, as Rabbi Ben Ezra, as the mouth of Rabbi, poet is speaking everything. Browning is not the writer or composer of this poem. Everything clear? This is not an autobiography. Everywhere we are just observing that a poet is speaking a poem. Yes, poet is speaking a poem here, but he is not speaking from inside. He is not speaking from his personal hearts or feelings. But what he speaks here the sentiment and the thoughts and the ideas, the suggestions that was given by Ben Ezra. So just come with me, open your book and come part number first. Now we are discussing that is part first. In part first there is the feature that is related to old age. This is the part first in which the prime matter that was given, in which the prime feature that was given is the feature of old age. Old age, we everyone know, is the last stage of our life. And after that, what happened we already know. That the old stage and then grower old and then death. So this is the position. Now we know that Brahmani, according to or through the mouth of Ben Ezra, says that our life is divided into different spans. Every span or every period have their different tasks, different liabilities, different responsibilities, different merits, different demerits. But as we are just making a difference between our life periods, as we say, the first, that is childhood, and then later childhood, then we are concerned about pre-youth, and then youth, pre-old, and then old, and then later old, and then death. This is the process. Briefly process, not an authentic, but we can understand according to this series that what is the process of lifespan. So as these type of lifespan, which you may understand in every type of title, according to Rabbi Ben Ezra, the old age, the latter old age, that is most applicable, that is most useful in our life. The matter that is not easily be digestible, that is not easily be digestible at the current situation. If we are calling all these type of the speech ideas to the today's young generation, this is that youth is more powerful. But yes, youth is more powerful, no doubt. But as the mouth of Rabbi Ben Ezra, what Rabbi Ben Ezra explains here, Rabbi Ben Ezra gives more importance to experience than your capacity or power. Capacity or power, that belongs to youth, but your experience, that belongs to old age. So when we can take all these type of experience, when you complete your later youth, then every type of experience related to life, experience makes a man perfect. We are not speaking, you are not suggesting, but that is the suggestion of Rabbi Ben Ezra, that this is the old period that is most useful, that is most experienced, that is most wonderful, that is most applicable. Everyone, what is life, must know at the time of old. At the present time, we have not any time to think about life. Have time anything? No. We have not any time to think what is life. We have not any time to think about the mission or the objective of life. We never think about it. I hope that. We hope that in the youth position, at the youth time, we have not the time to think about it. So Rabbi says that this is the old period when you have the time but not work. Or in young, we have work and work but not time. Time is important and its utilization is as important. So at the old time, we can consider everything. All things are moving in our mind because we have time and time and time to think about it, to consider about it. Then we can understand, yes, it was life. It is life. It will be the life. When we can understand it? At the time when we have not any work to do, when we are very unable to do, when we have not any type of capacity or ability to doing anything, only then we can understand about it. Try to understand the feeling of Browning. We suggested it. We are very agree with it. Yes, Browning's speech through the speech of Rabbi Ben Ezra is absolutely accurately right. How? That is given in the first part. To the first part, बहुत सुंदर बात उसमें लिखी. The old age is must for human being. I am explaining the truth. The old age is the must for human being, and it is must to reach old everyone. So we prepare the youth. Youth is not prepared for enjoyment and task. Youth is prepared for the pre-step of old. Are you understand? Youth is not prepared to get enjoyments and get happiness and get all these domestic pleasures. Rabbi says that the objective to prepare youth is to reach old. Because it is the stage, it is the step, it is the steps, or it is the layer by which you are reaching to old age. According to Rabbi, reaching in old age is must. How we can reach there? We can reach after cross our youth. So the youth is in the part of our life. This was the feeling of Ezra. Try to understand the difference between youth and old. In the next part, he explained about youth. As someone can understand that youth was ignored by Rabbi. No? Rabbi never ignored youth. But conception of every age is different in everywhere. You can put in the youth, then you can understand about the feeling of youth. then how we can experience there, then how we can think there, then how we can consider there, because this is not the time of consideration, this is not the time of thinking. When we can think about it or when we can consider about it, that is a particular time, or to man that particular time the youth is prepared here. So this is the meaning. You never take it indirectly. Try to understand the speech of Rabbi Ben Ezra directly. Only then we can understand the thought in sequence. In the first part, you observe in your notebook, क्या लिखा है? Grow old along with me. One thing also. Along with me. The word me that is using for Rabbi Ben Ezra himself. Or one important thing. Every morality, every philosophical religious lesson that was given by Rabbi clearly cleared that every type of the thought which I am delivering to you must be applicable in my life previously. It means first I adopt all these features in my personal or individual life, and only then I have the right to deliver about it. वो किसी भी विशेषता को, किसी भी फीचर को बताने से पहले इस बात के लिए कंफर्म कर देता है, बिलीव मी, all the suggestions, all the merits, all the qualities, every type of philosophical religious lesson which I am delivering you are already adopting by me in my personal life. ये सारा का सारा that was the conclusion, that was the result of Rabbi's experience which he felt in his life already. Grow old with me. The best is yet to be. Yet to be. अब तक जितनी भी थी, we know meaning of best. Best means good, better, best. Good, better, best. Superlative degree है, सबसे बढ़िया. यानी poet compares that old age considered the best age by Rabbi Ben Ezra. Yet to be अब तक जितनी भी ages आई है, मैं अब तक grow old, बुढ़ापे तक बढ़ता 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 ये आज साबित करता हूँ, ये आज महसूस करता हूँ, it is the best age in our life, for which the last of life, ये अपनी जिंदगी की last life, the last of life is using for later old age, the old age, ये जिंदगी की अंतिम एज है, for which जिसके लिए ही तो the first was made, first is using for इससे पहले वाली youth, then Rabbi says that it is the last age, or to make this last age the first was made. The youth was prepared, the youth was planned by the God, not the features to show the feature of youth, but to show the feature of old age. Then the youth was prepared. Youth इसीलिए तो बनी थी क्योंकि हर व्यक्ति को the last of life जो एज है, the last experience better life है, that is the life of old age, ये दिखानी बड़ी जरूरी थी, और इसी को दिखाने के लिए यूथ एज का निर्माण हुआ. क्यों? क्योंकि सारी प्लानिंग गॉड की है. एवरीथिंग अबाउट द प्लानिंग रिलेटेड टू आवर लाइफ स्ट्रक्चर, लाइफ डिवीजन, दैट इज द प्लानिंग ऑफ गॉड. और एवरी प्लानिंग हैव देयर फिक्स्ड मिशन, फिक्स्ड ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड द गोल. आवर टाइम्स आर इन हिज हैंड. हिज का एच इज कैपिटल और गॉड का जी ऑलवेज बी कैपिटल. अंडरस्टैंड, हिज इज यूज फॉर ऑल, लिखा है ना, आवर टाइम्स आर इन हिज हैंड. अपना सबका समय उसके हाथ में है. अगर ये हिज नॉर्मल कोई व्यक्ति होता XYZ तो एच सिंगुलर स्मॉलर, बट एच इज कैपिटल हियर. नो रूल्स, रूल इज ओनली नेम ऑफ गॉड. दिस इज यूजिंग फॉर गॉड, और गॉड का जो जी है अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट एच इज यूजिंग. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, गॉड का जो जी है, जी ऑलवेज बी कैपिटल, सेम एज वी आर यूजिंग हिज हैंड. आवर टाइम्स आर इन हिज हैंड. हम सब का समय उसके हाथ में है, मीन्स वी आर कंट्रोल्ड बाई गॉड. आवर टाइम इज इन द हैंड ऑफ गॉड हु सेड, जो क्या कहता है, ए होल आई प्लान, ए होल, ये जो पूरी सृष्टि है, होल संपूर्ण, दैट इज यूजिंग फॉर यूनिवर्स. ये जो होल है I planned. ये प्लान मेरा ही है. Means the plan of structure or the plan of universe, that was the plan of God. And God says that every time which you are looking, that is my personal plan. यूथ shows but half, क्योंकि यूथ में तो आपको इस प्लान को आधा ही समझ में आया था, और हाफ लाइफ you can understand, not the life completed at youth. So where we can completely understand the life, that is in old period. Trust God, keep faith in God, believe in God पे भरोसा रखिए. She all not be afraid. इसका मतलब संपूर्णता को देखना है और डरना नहीं है. Mention is very clear, thought is very clear. Look the complete observation of universe, not observing a small span of life, not observing the feelings, the features, the qualities, the talents of youth, but observe the complete life same as universally. So this is the first part of Rabbi Ben Ezra. In our next video, we will read the second part of Rabbi Ben Ezra. Thank you.